MoveMoor is a project that the Health Centre have been involved with, initiated by MoveMoor, and it focuses on movement and balance, and particularly has focused with our patients who are isolated, homebound.
So the sessions were an hour long, and we'd have about sort of 10 minutes at the beginning just to have a general check-in with the participants. We'd have about half an hour of the sort of more formal strength and balance session, which was taught by Clare, and then towards the end we'd have about 15 minutes of general sort of social chatting.
So I think there's it's an inclusive way to work. It opens up participation for people who are isolated at home, and I think particularly for MoveMoor, because it was working with people up on Dartmoor, a little bit away from where this sort of scheme is normally offered in person. I think that access was brilliant, really.
I couldn't walk without a walking stick, and now I can walk. No, I wouldn't walk very far, but 60-70 yards down to the garage.
So we had about 10 in total. 5 of them were in their own homes, living independently, and then about 5 were joining us from the local care home, Capelia House.
Well, the armchair exercises with Katie and Claire were absolutely fantastic. The residents really got into it, and especially some of the residents that hadn't have joined in that sort of thing before, even joined in, and some of the newer residents as well. We all had a lot of fun, and we were practicing during the week as well when we weren't doing it. There's one in particular lady that she hasn't been able to move on her own for a while, but she loved joining in with other people with help with her hands and just being there. She was smiling, and it did a lot of good for us.
What I can tell you is the feedback that I've had back from some participants and also from the care home. And the most overarching sort of feedback that we've had is that it has been marvellous for people who are shut off and isolated in their homes to be able to interact with not only a teacher, but a group of people that they may or may not know.
3 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks. So I thought, oh, I don't need my stick, I can do this, because I'd got my balance back, because that was the secret of it all. Once I'd sort of got my equilibrium, I was all right again.
It was quite useful to have a one-to-one session with each participant, just to get them familiar with everything at the beginning, and also for me to get to know a little bit about them and what their movement goals and limitations might be.
I can do my foot exercises, my shoulder, my arm exercises. I can't do an awful lot up in the air because I've got arthritis in my shoulders. I've had a new shoulder here, but I'm fairly limited to, waving above my head. So Claire adapted it for me so that I didn't, she'd say, don't do this bit.
There's a marked difference, and especially ones with problems with their fingers, because they're doing the bees and then the lotus and everything like that. It did actually help them a lot.
The sessions were great, having a kind of structured session every week, and within the session having a kind of set structure for the exercises, but also then time for a social and a bit of a chat. That's always important, because people get a huge amount out of that contact with each other and that discussion.
Yeah, I think we had quite positive feedback. I think one participant said that her vertigo was a lot better and she had a lot more confidence in movement. Another one kept saying that she was using muscles she's never or hadn't used for a while, which was nice. And I think people really enjoyed learning the new routines and also chatting all together. And getting to meet some new people.
Yes, I would definitely recommend it. It's good for coordination and it's fun. Most importantly, it's fun and everybody enjoyed themselves.
without doubt, we would like to continue if we can, and we would like to go beyond, you know, the current project to, I hope, see it evolve into a physical contact group where possible, but certainly as we remain, you know, in the current sort of lockdown and this isolation period, absolutely, I think it can be a real lifeline, you know, to some of our patients.
Oh yes, I would just be sitting in the chair and I wouldn't, I can't be bothered to get up, I can't be bothered to walk. But now, oh yes, I can walk down to the car, walk down, you know, I can do it now, yes.